Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome to our world overview for the brand new world of Chestnut Ridge that's coming with the brand new Horse Ranch expansion pack for The Sims 4. For some reason, Horse Ranch is really difficult for me to say, so I'm probably just going to call it Ranches or something like that. But yeah, I do just want to mention that a huge thank you to the Creator Network for making this video possible. They're not sponsoring me or anything like that, I'm not being paid, but I did get a free version of the game to do these early access videos for you guys. And I do just want to mention that this is a little bit different from the usual early access that I do here on the channel, where I have the new pack, like expansion, game pack, whatever, in my personal game where I have access to all of my other packs and everything like that. This is a separate version of the game basically, where we only have the base game and the new pack, and you will also see my EA ID basically floating around the screen. So that's not something that I added, it's on the game itself. I see it on my screen as well. So yeah, I do just want to mention that. And I also want to mention that this isn't exactly final stuff. I think mostly everything is nailed down, but if you guys see any bugs or anything like that, chances are they probably will be addressed by the time that the pack actually comes out, because I am recording this quite a bit in advance before the pack actually comes out. So yeah, I do just want to mention that. But with all of that said, let's jump on into the game. And this is the brand new world for Chestnut Ridge. I don't know why I keep messing up the name for it, but yeah, it's a brand new world of Chestnut Ridge. It says, this community formed when several groups embraced their mutual connection to horses and the land. The area soon became known as a hub for all things equestrian. A town steeped in expertise with raising and training horses, set against a beautiful and expansive landscape. Over time, the area became famous for another endeavor, as the rich soil brought in the new enterprise of nectar making. Thanks to the hard work of everyone involved, the region flourished and became the Chestnut Ridge it is today. So yeah, that's a little world description, and as you guys can see, there's actually 13 lots. So we have 12 lots that are all built on, I think 12, no, 4, yeah, 12 lots. I had to count there for a second. But yeah, so we have 12 lots that have stuff on it, and then we have this 13th lot where I just have a random sim at the moment. That's actually a empty lot for your sims to move into. It's a 64 by 64 lot. Now, as I have already mentioned this in other videos, but I did get the chance to build 3 of the lots for this world. I already know that the Sims team have announced that this is down here for the nectar making duo is one of my lots. I also built this Rusty Horseshoe nightclub, as well as this starter home right up here on the 50 by 50 lot. So I'm not going to show those to you guys because I have separate videos planned for all of that. But let's take a look at the neighborhood overviews that we have. So we have 3 separate neighborhoods down here in the bottom. This is kind of the I guess more nectar focused area, kind of a little bit more farming ranch space. So it's called the Riders Glen, watched over by the trusty steed rock known as Old Biscuit. To the locals, Riders Glen has been home to generations of ranchers and nectar makers. With open space for ranch animals, ideal conditions for nectar making, and kind neighbors to boot, Riders Glen is a welcome community for all walks of life. So this neighborhood actually has 5 lots in it. Then we have the town center kind of area. So this is where the equestrian center is, where Duke's Hall is, which is actually a park, but that's kind of a space for your sims to go meet other riders, train their horses, stuff like that. So the idea kind of is that if you wanted to go to the equestrian center to compete, you would load into that lot, and then you would right across the street is the equestrian center. But the town area is called New Appaloosa, kind of, as a homage to the Sims 3 pets with the town of Appaloosa Plains. but it says the historic New Appaloosa serves as a hub for horse riders, ranchers, and nectar makers. Whether competing at the Hey Now Equestrian Center, enjoying a night out at the dance hall, or savoring nectar with good friends, this old watering hole has something for everyone. So yeah, in this area is kind of, like I said, the more, I guess you could say, commercial area. This is where all of the commercial lots are. We have the park, we have the bar, and then we have a nightclub, which is basically the dance hall. We also have a starter home and a family living over there. And in the last neighborhood, we have 3 lots. It's called Galloping Gulch. This is the kind of like national park type area where there's a bunch of horse trails around, and this is where your Sims would go to like ride their horses. This is also where there's a secret cave that your Sims can explore and all of that stuff. So Galloping Gulch says, lauded as one of the go-to regions for horse riding, the Gulch is chock full of gorgeous trails and stunning outlooks. Explore the Gulch's wonders as you honor the noble horses that have passed on at Steed's Rest, or explore the perilous Dreadhorse Caverns, or enjoying time under the stars at Saddle Summit Campgrounds. So basically this area has a lot of stuff for your Sims to do in the world surrounding the lot. So there's the starter home that I built. That's a 50 by 50 starter home, by the way. I'm not going to talk about it too much, like I said, but that was a challenge. We also have a little rental lot as well, like a rental cabin. And then we have another like pre-made family, which is actually hidden behind my camera. So I'm going to turn myself off for a second. But yeah, we have, so that's basically an overview of the entire world. But I'm going to show you guys a couple of the families really quickly and just read through their bios. So over here in the Galloping Gulch, we have the Guzman family. So we have mentor to Sienna and Umber's mother. This legendary horse champion retired and settled in Galloping Gulch with his trusty steed Duke to live a life of simple pleasures. Don and Duke enjoy the spoils of their hard work in the vast beauty of the Gulch. So we have Duke Guzman, who's obviously the horse, and then we have Don Guzman. So next up in the more town area, we have Sienna and Flapjack. So this is, I believe, yeah, so Sienna is Don's like kind of like protege almost. So as a multiple-time Ultimate Horse Championship winner with her horse Salt Lake Flapjack, or Flapjack for short, Sienna is happy to share her indigenous wisdom and train horses to become skilled competitors. After her parents passed and her brother took over the family ranch, she began training and competing full-time. She now runs the Hey Now Equestrian Center, where she serves as an encouraging and knowledgeable mentor for aspiring equestrians. So yes, this pack does pull a lot of inspiration from indigenous like traditions, culture, in like art, all of that kind of stuff, which, you know, is really, really nice. The Sims team did actually work with consultants for that and everything to make sure that it's as, I guess, accurate, you could say, as possible. So I really, really like that. I'm not super knowledgeable about indigenous culture or anything like that, so if I get something wrong, I do apologize. Feel free to correct me in the comments. And then the last 2 families that we have, if you start a new game, is the Grove family down here in Riders Glen. So we have the Grove family. Umber and Juniper became childhood sweethearts when Umber would serenade Juniper with odes to her equestrian prowess after taking horse riding lessons from his mother. When Umber's parents passed away, he took on the family ranch in honor of his native heritage, and his sister Sienna became the horse trainer in town. The son, Ren, has a passion for animals and is training Starbite. Oh, that's a cute little foal. Starbite, the foal of Umber's childhood rescue horse, Luna. All set to the sweet, peaceful soundtrack of Umber's odes on the porch. So yeah, it's a really cute family. We have Umber Grove, we have Juniper Grove, and then their son Wren, I believe. Yeah, their son Wren, as well as their horses Luna, who's a Mustang Cross, and Starbite, little tiny foal. Then the last household that we have is the nectar making duo, whose house I actually built. So we have this duo is working to get their name out into the nectar making scene. Marissa uses her outgoing personality and ambition to network. Danny is a connoisseur who lives for the delicate intricacies of their craft in nectar making. Their relationship can be strained at times, but deep down they have each other's backs. So basically we have Marissa Tracy, and Danny Davila, who basically they're best friends. And Danny is actually the sim that they showed off in most of the trailers for this pack. So yeah, that is really cool. I love the families that came with this. Now I'm going to go in and show you guys around a couple of the neighborhoods as well. I'm not going to load into each and every lot because there's a lot of them and I don't want this video to be like exponentially long. So I'm going to go in, show you a couple of overviews of the lots. So here we are on the 64 by 64 lot. It's a huge lot. I just loaded into this one because it's empty. So yeah, in this area, it's basically like, you know, the perfect space for you to maybe build a like horse training area or like a huge family ranch. I actually did build a family ranch here, which I think the speed build for that will be up before this world overview. So yeah, I will leave it link on the screen and in the description, but I built a gigantic family ranch on this lot. So yeah, it's a really, really nice area. This is the Riders Glen area where we have, you know, obviously there's a couple of horse training things over here. We have some jumping courses, a little barrel racing thing. But this is basically where, you know, there's a lot of open space for nectar making, raising little like mini sheep and goats and all of that stuff. It's absolutely stunning. I have pictures that I'll put on the screen really quickly of the sim that I created to playtest this, and I have pictures of her riding over this bridge. It's absolutely stunning. But yeah, so over here we have this starter. It's not really a starter home, it's an empty home, but it's not on a starter budget. But we have a little like empty home here where your sims can live, very much focused on like nectar making. That's set up on this beautiful hill, giving me a lot of like, this whole pack is more inspired by the American West, so like Arizona, places like that. But that picture of it like set up on a little terraced hill with the nectar making and, you know, the vineyards and stuff, that is giving me such like Tuscan winery vibes that I love it so much. But yeah, over here, this whole neighborhood is like open, so your sims can ride all over here. There's a lot of stuff to do in the neighborhood as well. So like, you know, there's little picnic areas with grills. There's, you know, like water. I keep wanting to say watering holes, but like water troughs for horses to drink out of. You know, a lot of like practicing equipment all around the world as well. There's also a lot of cool stuff in debug, by the way. So like this broken down truck up here is in debug, and like all of these fences and everything. But yeah, so over here we also have the Nectar Duo household. So this is the house that I built, so I'm not going to tell you guys too much about that one. Then coming around this way, we have, you know, obviously all of these trails that your sims and horses can go around. We have a cute little starter home over here next to a little like fake racetrack almost, where your horses can train some jumping. A lot of like really beautiful like pathways, and obviously there's a lot of harvestables and stuff around as well. I just started this save file, so not a lot of stuff probably has spawned yet, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff for your sims to do. A lot of like fishing spots. I believe there's even a couple of like swimming spots for your sims. I don't know exactly where yet because I haven't done a lot of gameplay, but I know there are a couple of them. Now, your sims can actually walk and ride their horses through this little, like, I guess stream almost. So there's this little ford almost where they can cross to get to this absolutely huge ranch that has all of this, like, open space at the back. There's a little ball for your horses to play with. Now, if you have a mod, like the tool mod, for example, if you're playing on PC, then I can already imagine like how much awesome stuff you can place in the worlds with that mod, you know, because the mod obviously allowed you to move stuff off of the lot. So this is the lot, but then you have all of this open space around it, where if you have the mod, you could add your own stuff to it. But even without that, there's a lot of stuff to do. There's another water trough over here, a little trash can, as well as a little fire pit for your Sims to enjoy. They can, I believe they can ride, no, they can't ride across this, but you have this cute little bridge which tells you, you know, no horses allowed to cross this for whatever reason. But yeah, so this is the Galloping Gulch, not Galloping Gulch, the Riders Glen neighborhood. So next up we have the town area of New Appaloosa. So this is the little town center area. These buildings are all shell buildings, unfortunately, but there are a couple of them that you can interact with. So on this one, for example, you can go and like change your outfits. I love the way this looks. These lights actually light up at nighttime. So if you have Sims walking around here, it's very lively feeling. And then you have a little general store over here, so where you can shop for like groceries and goods, and you can also buy mini sheep and goat here as well, which is great. We have a little windmill over here that turns, very, very nice. I love that. I'm going to be using it in so many builds. But yeah, so over here we have the household where Sienna and Flapjack actually live. So this is their house, right by this beautiful riding trail. We have a couple of horses just running around as well. But yeah, we have another river. There's a lot of like river and water spots in this world, which is really, really nice. I think she just burned herself on the fireplace. Oops. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, so we have the town center area, and then over here we actually have the bar. So this bar fits in so well with the rest of this town area. I love the way it fits in. Just built with the base game and the new pack, by the way. I didn't build it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So right next to the, like behind the bar, actually we have a couple more, like, you know, trails, pathways. Your Sims can actually go over here, collect some things. I believe there's some fishing spots and stuff too. But then we have just a bunch of like decorative stuff. But next to the bar we actually have this cute little like almost square type space, which they actually featured in the trailer, where your Sims can go and like grill some stuff, hang out. All of these lights actually work at nighttime as well. So yeah, we have that. Then over here, right in this kind of like tucked away into the corner, we have another starter home. A home that's a little bit more focused on, you know, raising animals. So they have a little paddock at the front and just a cute little starter home next to a shell. So it fits the vibe of the world. We also have a lot of like training stuff again that's like scattered around the world. So even though these lots aren't like super big, all of them, they're not all super big, there's a lot of stuff, or there's a lot of space for you to train your horses off the lot. So you don't necessarily need to have like the jumping like courses and the barrel racing stuff all on your home lot. You can, you know, have a horse without it and then just train them somewhere in the world, which is great. But yeah, we have another little like, I guess, gathering spot over here where, you know, there's a lot of debug stuff. There's a little planter box over there and there. So, you know, a couple of things for you to do around the world. We also have over here, we have obviously the big equestrian center. This is basically like the focal point of this area, like of this town area, is obviously the big equestrian center where you can actually go. You can buy a horse. Can you not, game? You can buy a horse, you can rescue a horse, you can enter competitions. This is actually really cool, by the way. So if you click on enter competitions, you have a bunch of different options. It's a little bit like the Sims 3 competitions, but it's a lot more in depth. So they put a lot of work into this, clearly, because, you know, you have barrel racing. That's a whole separate competition on its own. But you have beginner stuff where it shows you the like rewards that you would get if you place first, second or third. And it also allows you to like pick which sim is going to be competing. It shows you their riding skill. You can also pick which horse you want to have compete. So if you have a couple of different horses, you can select which one you want to have competing. And it also shows you the recommended skill level. So it shows you, you know, what your sim needs to have in their riding skill. So the ones on the right hand side is the recommended skill level, and then on the left is the level that your sim or horse actually has. So for the barrel racing, for example, your sim needs to have level 3 in horse riding for the beginner one, and your horse actually needs to have agility and endurance. So horses actually have 4 different skills. They have agility, endurance, I believe, yeah, they have jumping skill as well, which obviously great for endurance racing. Also beginner levels, jumping, endurance is what they need. They also have temperament skills. So they have agility, temperament, jumping, and endurance skills, which you all level up doing various things, which is great. So you have show jumping competition. You also have a Western pleasure competition. So it says, show off your horse's best calm and collected gait in this test of disposition and trust. Calm those beginners' nerves and aim for a smooth ride. So yeah, I love all of those. And then you also have the Ultimate Horse Championship, which, you know, there's a lot of stuff that your sims, like for this, they need like levels 10 in everything to be able to compete in that. And then once you compete in like the beginner level, like competition, that's when you unlock the next one and the next one and the next one, which is really great. I love how much they put into that. It's not just go in, do the same competition, get out. Like you have to like have the right combination of skills and all of that stuff. So I really like that. You can also sign your horse up for training. So if you click that, then you can decide, you know, which level you want your horse to train in, which skill. Obviously, this horse already has level 10 in a lot of skills, but for this, the horse will actually go to the equestrian center. They'll go in and they'll get trained. So that's great. You can also sell your horse and spectate competitions. So that's really nice. And then right next to the equestrian center, we actually have the, I can't remember what it's called, a Duke's something, but this is the park lot where you can actually go and like train your horses. You can gather a little bit over here. There's a bunch of stables and stuff in there for your horses to sleep and get all of their needs up and everything. So that's really nice. And then we have just a bunch of like open space for you to ride around in. And then the last lot is actually over here on this side in this little like kind of almost separated off area. It's the dance hall that I actually built to look like this cute renovated barn, which I'm not going to go into, like I said. But yeah, so that is the new Appaloosa neighborhood. Okay, so now we're in the final neighborhood of the world. This is the Galloping Gulch neighborhood, the like national park area where, you know, this is mostly meant for like horse riding. So yeah, I've just loaded into the lot where Don Guzman lives with his horse Duke. He lives in this cute little like tiny wooden cabin in the middle of nowhere, but it's right next to this beautiful bridge. I believe this bridge has a name that they mentioned in the like overview of this neighborhood. I just can't remember the name of it. But yeah, so this neighborhood has a ton of different things for your Sims to do. So we have obviously this big bridge that you can go over where, you know, there's a little fire pit. This is kind of like the camping area, I think, maybe. But yeah, so we have a bunch of fire pits, some outdoor toilets, obviously. We have some barrel racing, you know, water trough for your horses. We have all of these little signs everywhere that kind of like point you in the like right direction so you don't get lost. But yeah, we have a bunch of collectibles. I still haven't figured out where that cave is, like the caverns that they've talked about. So I kind of want to look around for it as I go. But yeah, so you can ride all the way down here where obviously, you know, you can ride right up to the water where you can go and fish and like look for frogs and everything. Then you can ride around the bottom over this bridge. And I really want to know where those caves are. Like, I'm actually kind of like actively looking for it right now. But yeah, there's also a couple of bushes around that your Sims can like fertilize and woohoo in. But yeah, I'm really looking for those caves right now. Like, really looking for them. But yeah, over here you can ride up this way. There's a lot of green in this neighborhood. Like, it does have very similar vibes to Strangerville, obviously, with all of the rock formations and stuff. But it's a lot greener than Strangerville is. There's a lot more water and greenness, even though it is a very deserty kind of world, which I really like. So yeah, we have this area down there by the river. Over on this side, you can actually, I'm trying to find it. Oh yeah, so you have the little fork in the road. You can go up this way as well, where all of these Sims are walking. And then yeah, you can ride all the way up there. That is where that like rental lot is that I told you guys about, right by these beautiful waterfalls. I mean, just look at that, it's so pretty. But yeah, we have that beautiful waterfall over there with the rainbow. But yeah, you can ride all the way around here. You can even go back here as well, where you can like get to these waterfalls, and this is where you can go and swim. Like, you can actually swim in this waterfall like area. I do apologize if you hear my stomach grumbling. I'm really hungry. But yeah, I need to go eat. But yeah, so we have a lot of like open space, a lot of stuff for your Sims to do and like explore. But then right here in the middle, like kind of on this little plateau space almost, is where I have that starter home that I built, along with a bunch more like, you know, barrel racing and, you know, training stuff surrounding it. A lot of the views around here are absolutely stunning as well. We have some like eagles and stuff flying around. Very scenic. It's a very scenic neighborhood. Now, I still have not found that bloody cave, so let's take a moment and like look around for it, shall we? Okay, I found it. Finally, I had to cut that out because I spent forever just like panning the camera around everywhere trying to find it. But it's right over there behind Don's house. So if you look at this little cabin, like right up there by that big rock wall, you have the little cave. Now, I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to get to it. I'm assuming you ride down here, ride through the river and over to the cave. But where is Don's horse? Go and mount Duke really quickly. I really want to like take the sim down there to see. So yeah, let's do a little bit of gameplay as well, shall we? I don't usually do a lot of gameplay. So yeah, I'm not doing like a gameplay overview, so let's do this. So that he's mounted his horse. I'm gonna click over there and choose canter here, and let's see what happens. So yeah, Don is cantering around, you know, riding his horse. Like I said, a lot of the stuff isn't final, so if some of the animations are still a little bit choppy, then that is probably why. But yeah, so he's riding little Duke all the way over there. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because it takes forever. It's a very big world, by the way. It's like a very big neighborhood. So yeah, they do gallop or like walk through this little like really shallow stream or river that we have going on over here. But I love that. Whoops, there goes the camera. And yeah, so they ride over there and then they go and explore the Dead Horse Caverns. Oh my word, and it has like levels to it. It actually tells you the level of it. So it's currently level 1, but it says cave progress 0 out of 100. 100. So there's literally like 100 different levels that your Sims can reach if they go through those caves. That is insane, by the way. I don't know if I will ever make it to level 100. But if you guys get this pack and you make it to level 100, let me know, because that is just impressive. Like seriously impressive, by the way. But yeah, so that is our little world overview for this world. I will leave a list down below in the description of all of the lot sizes. I don't know if you guys maybe like were able to see it when I showed off the lots, but yeah, I will leave a list down below of all of the lot sizes I will also have a map up on my Twitter as well. It will be going up probably right as embargo lifts. I will have a world map up for you guys on Twitter, which I will leave linked below. I'll also have it up on my threads as well, which also linked below, but where I'll put a picture of the map and then I'll add all of the lot sizes to the different lots, so you know exactly what sizes the lots are. Like I said, there are 13 lots in this world, and not all of them are really big. Like I think we have 2 or maybe, yeah, I think it's 2 or 1 40 by 30 lot. We have quite a few like 20 by 15 or 20 by 20 lots. We have a couple of 30 by 20 lots, and then we have one big 50 by 50 and a 64 by 64 lot. But like I also said, like even though the horse items, like the training items for horses and everything like that, they're quite big. Even though they're quite big and you might not always be able to fit them on your home lot, every single neighborhood, like even the town area, this like, you know, national park area, as well as the riders Glen area, they all have training spaces in the world. So basically, you won't have to go through a loading screen to be able to train your horse if you don't have those obstacles on your home lot. You can just go into the world, find some barrel racing courses or jumping courses and train them there. Or you can, you know, go through a loading screen if necessary, load into the training grounds, go to the equestrian center, go to that park lot and train your horses there. So yeah, the lot sizes, even though I probably would have liked some bigger lots, I'm not gonna lie, for a pack like this, I really would have liked a couple more like big lots. I don't know, I feel like if you want to have a big ranch expansion pack, if you want to theme and build it on this premise of living a ranch lifestyle and having, you know, horses and mini goats and sheep, or if you have cottage living, you know, having cows and chickens as well, and maybe a little small like vineyard area for all of your grapes for 𝘰𝘢𝘕 making, then having a big lot just makes sense, so that you would have space for all of that. Like, you know, having a barn, having a stables, having obviously your farmhouse, having space for all of that stuff does take up a lot of space on a lot. So having bigger lots would have made sense in my opinion, but obviously can't change it now. And also, the bigger the lots are, the more stuff you would need on the lots, like for these pre-made houses and stuff. So obviously that means that the game would need more to be able to run, if that makes sense. It would up the requirements of it. So I do get it, and I do appreciate that they did put a lot of like activities and necessary things in the worlds around the lots as well. So you don't need to go through loading screens. You can do everything you need in your neighborhood, even if you don't have it on your lot. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, I would have liked some bigger lots, I will admit, because if I want to build like a couple of big family ranches or stuff, then there are only so many lots that I can do it on. When I'll have to bulldoze some stuff, unfortunately, to do that. Or, you know, for my save file, if I want to have a few big families living in this world, then there's only so many big lots that I can use for them. So I will need to pick and choose, you know, which family do I want, which don't I want. Like, am I gonna delete some of the pre-made families? Probably. For my save, I am going to move them. I won't delete them, I'll probably just evict them. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I will add my own sims for like that for my save, but you know what I mean. So yeah, sorry this video has been very rambly, probably very long, even though I didn't want it to be that long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and yeah, like I said, a huge thank you to the Creator Network for making this possible. And I wasn't paid for it, like I also mentioned. I was just given this pack early to make these videos. And also, like I said, footage not final, just a little PSA up there. But yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to see me do with this pack, I was thinking about doing a build, buy and cast overview, but I probably won't have time to do that. But I know a lot of other creators will be doing that, so I'll leave a few linked below in the description if I can find some, or if I can remember to do it. So I'll leave a couple of those linked below, and obviously I will be doing builds and stuff. Like I said, by the time you're seeing this, I already have a build up. If you want to see a lot of the build items in action, then definitely go ahead, check that out, and I will be doing more builds with it as well. So yeah, if there's anything specific you guys want to see, any kind of specific build or anything like that, then like I said, definitely let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you think about the world as well. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But I hope you're all having a great day and a great week so far, and that you're excited for this pack. And I'll talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone!